Okay, so I made it. I just came through here. Be a pretty fine area to set up the painting supplies, but I do want to travel a little deeper. I just got off the trail, which is just beyond where that tree is right there, and I want to be a bit more secluded, so I'm gonna travel more further down. Yeah, I'm thinking a bit more down this way. These trees look very inviting. You see, very weirdly shaped. It's almost as if it's creating a dome over my head. If all of this was full of leaves and such, I'm sure that this would be a nice area to take shelter during a rainstorm or something. I'm already getting bit up by all sorts of wilderness creatures. My only concern is that I don't stumble across a snake of any sort. I tell you what, I already feel me getting fucked up by mosquitoes. Luckily, I came prepared. I talked about doing something like this for the longest, and it's nice to actually come out here and do it. I'll tell you what, right here's a pretty nice shaded area. I'll post up the camera somewhere here so I could spray me down. I already see the mosquitoes hovering over my vicinity. That's me. Alright. That'll do. I like to call this the fuck off spray. I'll tell you what, how about I give a little introduction as to the stuff I'm prepared with. That'll do. Well, I hear this. My hands are all types of greasy because of this stuff, and man, I hate feeling greasy, but it's better than being itchy and getting bit by all these sort of mosquitoes. Not trying to go back home with Lyme disease. I don't know how that works, but I got this Repel. I guess it's the safest bet when it comes down to mosquito repellent, any sort of bug repellent, really. I'm not sure if it's working. I still hear them flying by. Next up, I got this rope. Never know when you're gonna need rope, pretty much. I got two of them, actually. I got two things of rope. So, I don't know how I'm gonna cut it, because if it came down to it that I need this stuff, I have no knives, no weapon whatsoever. I don't feel good saying that out loud. I feel vulnerable. Next up, I got this flashlight. I don't plan to stick around till nighttime, but if it ever came down to it, at the very least, I got it. Haha. Now we're talking. I don't plan on saving this. It's too good to pass up. Here, you can see it through the bag, actually. If you know, you know. Fried pork skins, man. Fucking delicious. Yeah, we're definitely traveling a bit further deeper into the wilderness. I already see people going about their day on the trail, and I'm trying to get away from all that. But this spot will do for now for this little introduction that I'm doing. Now, I got a really good deal on this. Tarps. I mean, wilderness, tarps kind of go hand in hand, really. Okay, despite all that, I do have my painting supplies. That's really the only reason why I came out here. This is the canvas that I'll be working with. Oh wow. Well, I didn't realize it, but there's a hole in the painting. Yeah, that's clear as day. We'll just work with it. We'll just work with a hole in my painting. Alright, this is for me. It's a book. I won't show you what book, though, because I'm shy. But if I spend enough time out here, and if I'm not fucked repeatedly by the bugs and fucking wildlife, eventually, it's not a plan, but the book is there if it came down to it. I got a jacket. Of course, I'm in the Florida heat. No need for a jacket here as of today. But like I said before, if it ever came down to it, I'm prepared. Other than that, there's the painting stuff, the paints, the paint brushes. I got an extra thing of water. 2 things of water because you already know, gotta stay hydrated. I forget what's in this pocket. Aha, okay. So, doing anything, I'd like to stay prepared. So, I got this. It's cotton rounds, basically gauze, with this like medical tape. It's like a makeshift band-aid if I needed it. So I got medical. I got my bike charger, which I'm not gonna need it out here. Please don't sting me. Alright, put stuff back. As well as my bike charger, I got my normal charger. I got... Okay, I don't know where it's at right now, but I have my phone stand, and I have the battery pack that I promised myself days ago. So as far as I'm aware, I have everything that I told myself I should need, besides the tent, because that's a whole separate video in of itself, and that I'm not doing today. I got bungee cord. I got, what do you call this? I got carabiner clips. Never know when you're gonna need anything of the sort. That's that for that pocket. I guess I'll start putting stuff back where it goes. Aha, I found it. I never took it out of the box. We got a power bank 5000 mAh. I don't know what the fuck that means, but here you go. Sweet. I love when these sort of products come with their own charger, and it's a Type-C. Well, it's ready to go if I need it. Here it is. Power bank. We've all seen one. Oh, and by the way, all trash that I bring along with me, I always take along with me when I leave. Meaning I don't leave trash behind. I think that's scum. Fuck's sake. Alright, and that's everything. Like I said earlier, down this way seems to be very welcoming. So we'll see where it leads. Most people would continue walking the trail, which takes you down by some power lines. And then you walk down the power line trail, and then it takes you to this river. I'll eventually take us to the river, because I would like a segment where I just show you guys the river. It's a very nice, beautiful, peaceful area. I've done a painting session there once before, but I didn't record it. The painting came out terrible, but it was peaceful. You see, the thing about this place, the thing about Florida is they got all these pine trees. They stand very tall. At least that's the case for here in Ekanolahatchee. Still don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's how I say it. So the ground look a lot like this. All these are like the dry pine needle that ends up falling from all the way up there. And my favorite part about these trees is with the fresh pine needle, I am able to make what's called pine soda, pine needle soda, which is a extremely easy process. You take a glass container which has an airtight lid on it, and you just take your freshly washed pine needles, stuff them in there. You don't want any of the brown stuff, so you pluck those out and you cut some bits off. But you'll take your fresh green pine needle and you would stuff them into this glass container. And you would add a bit of sugar to ferment the natural yeast that is held within the pine needle. And of course you add water so that it has something to ferment in. And eventually the yeast will eat the sugar and start fermentating. I think it's the same process that they use to make alcoholic beverages. Not really sure, but it is sort of the same process. I found this secret trail. I've never walked this one before. Let's hope I don't get lost. But I don't see much people walking this way. Like I said, they tend to go down by where the power lines are, which seems to be the main trail. And most don't really know about these trails that tend to go off on their own. And I'm not sure if they appear on maps. Like, damn. Kind of wish I took a picture of the map at the beginning of this trail, but I didn't. That's sort of why we have Google Maps. Well, anyway, this is a impressively nice area. Like I said before, shit ton of pine trees. And then you have, I'm not sure what you would call this tree right here. We'll take a closer look at it. But you get a lot of these here in Florida. take a look. You know, when I first came here about a year ago plus, these trees sort of, like, they amazed me, as well as these ones. I'm not sure what you would call these, but these trees tend to grow in amazing sort of ways. It's like, here's the trunk of the tree, and then you kind of have this overhang where, I mean, I guess this is a pretty welcoming seat. Well, you got to check it for any sort of bad guys. Looks safe enough. Oh yeah, that's a good seat right there. Now this is a really climbable tree. I still have yet to climb one because, you know, I'm a bit too old for climbing trees. So I made my way up here. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. Man. I will admit, that was very sketchy. I haven't done something like this in ages. I told myself I was too old to be doing this, but my inner self told me that was bullshit. And I finally climbed one of these. It was fun. Now, if it turned out that uh, while trying to get up here I fell off, well, at the very least I have it on camera. Well, I'm here. I think I'm gonna get down. Fucking A. And oh wow. Well, I did it. All the way up there. That was fun. Oh, my foot's caught. I can get used to this. That's dangerous. Oh, the city might never see me again. I'll tell you what, this is nice. And we just started. Grabbing my bag. All right, that should be a lot better. That feels professional. Now, down by this way, I just seen what looked like a farmer on the other side of the fence going about his business. Thing is, I don't think he owns this part of the fence. So I'm gonna slowly creep up and check it out. Wow. Okay, so quickly I discover a clearing down this way. Hold on, the sun is in my eye. Yeah, like I said before, seems like there's a farmer down by this way. There's his house. Or what looks like a house. Could be a barn, could be a storage facility, who knows. But making our way towards this single tree. I'll tell you what, this is a pretty neat area to do that painting I was talking about. I don't like the fact that it's so close to a farmer in his area, but it's not like he owns anything outside his fence. Well, I don't know that. But until somebody yells at me to get out of here, I think I found it. I think this is the area that I'd like to do the painting session at. It's beautiful, it's secluded. I was thinking more woodsy. It seems like this place does get a lot of traffic. Seems like a trail for a sort of truck. Seems like somebody's been driving through here. I hear noise coming from this way. No, we're not gonna check it out. Fuck that shit. Nope. Sounds like little guys in the bushes. Could be wrong. There has been boar sightings here, as well as your occasional deer. Okay, yeah, no, this area is nice and shaded. And I thought this would be the spot I would do the painting session at, but seems to be occupied by little woodland creatures. And who am I to disturb them? Well, like said before, this spot behind me is pretty legit for painting. Might just post up here. The grass isn't so tall. It seems to be clear for the most part. Ooh. This spot down there is enticing. Oh, there it is. The spot down here seems to be quite enticing. I'm gonna give that a go. Give that a shot. Well, as it appears, the sun is making its way towards the horizon, which is not so good for me. But if worse came to worse, I have a flashlight. I can call, I can charge. I'm a bit concerned for my bike because there was no bike stand available for bikes, such as myself. Now, I can't sit on the ground. I had a sort of idea as to what kind of setup I'd prefer, but I don't see any available logs out here, as well as I'm not sure if a log is even safe for sitting on. But everybody knows a stray log is nature's chair. My wild eye is sort of creating a path for me, which kind of tricks me into thinking that it is a trail, but realistically it's just my mind creating an opening within the forest, which sort of tricks me into thinking, well, it's a trail. But I'm almost damn sure this leads to nowhere, which is my goal. which is my destination. Nowhere. Yeah, I hate to see it. What do we have here? Seems like a balloon. Somebody leaving their trash. It's disappointing. But I'm not out here to pick up everybody else's trash. I'm only here for me, myself, and my painting. Here, now's a good time to show you guys a little bit of this area. Or let you know a little bit more about it. You get a lot of these sort of dens built into the ground that just leads to, well, who knows how far deep that goes or where it leads to. But safe to say, leads in the ground. I mean, no shit, right? But for the most part, they're built by tortoise. I've seen quite a bit of tortoise out here, a couple of times actually, and they go about their business. They get quite big. Like they'll probably take up most of that. But I won't go poking and prodding at it, because who knows what'll pop out. So I was gonna post up at that clearing out there, but realistically, I find this area with all these dead trees, and I think they would make for a good bench or a seat to, well, do the painting at. I just want to be sure that I'll be out here for a while, and if the sun gets too low, then if I have to wrap it up, then I will. I'm not trying to stay out here in the dark, have my bike out at night for anybody with a sawzall to come and take it. That would be horrible. Anyways, let's see if this is sturdy. Nope, I'm not trying to sit down on that and get something up the keister. You know, being out here kind of makes me anticipate that camping video that I have in the back of my mind. It I see all these areas out here where it would be a pretty good spot to set up, and I just keep thinking about it. Can't wait for that to happen. Although it is quite an investment, I will say, to camp by yourself, because it would only be me investing into the equipment. Kind of stuck. The vines don't want to let go. Look off me. Let me through. It's like it's trying to hold me back from something. But I don't need your warning. Famous last words. Here, we're in the shaded area, so I think this will do just nicely. Oh, and another thing, I gotta make sure when I'm recording, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I did a bit of research after the last video when the footage got rudely interrupted, and I would bet money that the reasoning behind that was because, well, I got a call on the phone, and the call is what cut the footage, and I never realized that I got called until I got home. And until I got home was when I realized the footage got cut out. So that's something I have to look out for. I don't have it active as of right now, but we'll find an area where we can set up, and I'll do just that, taking safety precautions for the content. Holy cow, where the fuck am I? I think I go this way. I think I go out this way. I might just not put too much thought into where I set up, because I would probably be here for the rest of sundown until I find what I would consider the perfect area. Which, I mean, you're never really gonna find the perfect area. The wilderness is unpredictable. So I'll just have to make do with something, really. Ooh, that's a pretty mushroom. I would like to go mushroom foraging one of these days, but I don't know what to look out for. Don't know how to spot certain type of mushrooms, where to look. But I would pretty much like to do anything wilderness related. Hey, check that out. It's a cactus. I forget that, for fuck's sake, I forget that these cacti are a possibility around here. I'm gonna touch it. Yeah, that's a cactus, I'll tell you that much. My expert analysis tells me that that indeed is a cactus. I hear that people eat them, but I won't be one of those people. See, I'm willing to give a lot of things a try. You know, the pine needle soda, for one, and anything that I guarantee is safe, like any berries or wild fruits, which I only stumbled across once. It was like a lemon tree, but the lemons on it must have been like a month before it was ready to be harvested, because the lemons sort of tasted a bit bitter, but it did have that citrusy sort of taste to them, which tells me they were close enough to be ready. And to some, it's ready, like it's good enough, but not to my liking. So I picked one, tasted it, it was bitter, and went on about my day. But I'm willing to give a lot of things a try, but only if my safety is guaranteed. Now the cactus, yeah, no thank you. Not because I'm worried for my safety, more so that I guess the cactus don't taste good, to put it simply. Okay, so now we're officially backtracking. We're going back from which we came, but not in the same path we took. I see that a farmer house once again off in the distance, which tells me definitely heading in the right direction. Now I kind of just want to get out of here because, not gonna lie, I was a bit worried that I traveled too deep and I won't find my way out. You see, by now I thought I would have found my painting spot, but we'll keep trucking along. Sun's going down, which probably gives me about an hour to an hour and a half of painting, which definitely isn't enough. But if I didn't put too much thought into what I'm painting, it would be just enough to get something on canvas. And you see, I like to paint sceneries. I don't do portraits or anything of the such. I do scenes, like what's behind me. Oh wow, I made quite a bit of distance, didn't I? I entered through the tree behind me and I came out just to the side, a bit further up from that little landmark that I have established. That tree. Is it a pine? Doesn't look like pine, although I could be wrong. You see, my internal compass tells me down this way is where the roads are at and where my bike is stored, which is a good thing, because if I didn't have that sixth sense, I would be completely lost. But I'm always sort of aware as to where I'm heading and what direction I'm facing. Actually, I would love to have a compass on me. It would make life just that bit easier. I won't have to rely on a sixth sense per se, but that's what I got for now. And this is definitely the trail that we came by to even get here. So we are making some ground, or more correctly to say is we are backtracking in the correct direction. I found a few good spots that were pretty nice for painting. It's just I wanted secluded, found a secluded area and realized, yeah, no thank you. Maybe I don't want that secluded, or I don't want secluded at all. I want somewhere that reminds me that this is a trail and not in the middle of fucking nowhere. But we're currently following a trail, most likely leading back to the main trail, and I'll probably find a log somewhere where I can paint, get something on canvas, so that at the bare minimum I can say that I did it. I can say that I painted an Ekinolahachi like I promised, because so far it's just been hiking. So far 30 minutes of walking, and still haven't found the right area. You know, I'm not in a rush but I kind of am with the sun going down. But even if I'm out here till sunset, I have a flashlight on me that can at least illuminate my way so that I'm not completely lost. And I would have to rely on a phone flashlight, which is suitable, but I'd much rather a flashlight. Um, Realistically, I'm about ready to just post up anywhere and just crisscross applesauce, get the phone stand up, and just start going at it on a canvas. See, that looks about nice. This area right here looks not the best, far from the best. But if I could sit down and have the phone stand on its own recording footage, I would say this is enough. Let's see. Found a tree that's fallen over, and it's kind of a really good bench, suitable for, I guess, what I want to do. Yeah, that kind of works. I can use that as like a stand. Hold on. I'm gonna get my painting area situated. So give me a sec. Okay, so I think this area is good enough. And I think the camera angle might just be a bit off. And my apologies if it is. I guess even if I'm out of frame, uh, you know what I look like as long as the painting itself shows up on camera. That is my only concern. All right, I hope everything looks good. Yeah, all right. With that being said, I guess this is the start of the voiceover. I wasn't planning on doing a voiceover, but I find myself here. Well, at this part of the video, I am trying to figure out whether I should go with water paints or oil paints. But eventually I end up landing on acrylic. I don't know what happened, but I'm missing a water. One of my water bottles is completely gone. That is a dilemma. Okay. right, well, I'd say it's about that time that I start packing up all my things and begin making my way out of here. It was pleasant. Painting in of itself is obviously not one of the greatest things that I'm good at, but hell, just coming out here and throwing a bit of paint on a canvas was fun in of itself, even if it was for a short while. I did mean to come out here a bit earlier than I did. It's just a few things got in the way before I was even able to head out the house. But I'm here looking at the painting, and I'm very limited as to what paints I had access to, and I mean, I'm missing most of the basic colors like white, black, and all that sort of such. So I couldn't mix colors together, as well as I guess acrylic paint is what I decided to go with. Is is quite difficult to work with. It doesn't really want to work with you. Is what I'm getting at. It's difficult. But here's what I got so far. Um, it's not the best. It's not the greatest painting in the world. I doubt I'll make any money off this. That's never my goal, actually. I don't sell paintings. I make them and appreciate them. I guess I'll do a quick explanation. Obviously, with the lack of colors and with the lack of skill, I was unable to make the clouds look like, your everyday typical cloud. But I guess that gets the message across as to what that's supposed to be. And I try to go for a horizon. It's just for some dang reason, acrylic paint just wants to come out so thin that it doesn't work. That's sort of what I've learned from this, is that I don't work with acrylic paint all too well, or I don't know how to work with acrylic paint. Check the sunset. Hold on, because this isn't working. Yeah, the sunset is pretty much completely gone. Uh, I'm working with a bit of light, enough to at least get out of here with if I pack up immediately. Yeah, that'll do. If I pack up immediately all my things, I'll be able to make it out of here before sun's down. Right now, I would say is about sunset. So before the sun completely goes down, I'll begin to wrap this up. But I got the clouds, I got the horizon, I got some trees down. I try to go for like a tree that's like fallen, and I think what really gets the message across is the shadow that tells you that it's a fallen tree and not just a dookie stain on my canvas. You see, from afar it looks decent enough, but then when you get really close and into it, I guess it's not all too bad. And then that little guy in the corner is supposed to be a deer. It's just, for God's sake, these brushes don't want to work with me. I got a lot of practice I got to do, uh, but that'll do it for today. Um, Hopefully, I make it out of here safe. If I don't, hopefully I get it on footage. But I'll be all right. I'm sure of it. Um, that was the painting video. I'm glad I made an idea of mine come to life, and I'm here in Ekanolahachi. I got my painting stuff, I got my bag, I got all the stuff that I bought. and I made it happen. And to be honest, I'm proud of myself for that. And I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day, is that I did it. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. Well, that was one idea of mine, many to come, hopefully, of course. But one thing I've come to realize is all these videos and ideas that I have for myself are quite an investment. Like for the painting supplies, I just held on to for the longest. But to even come out here with the painting supplies, I needed the bag, which I purchased, along with all this other stuff that I introduced earlier in the video. It all cost me money. So I don't think I'll be able to make these ideas happen as fast as I originally want to. But if I stay dedicated as I was today to make this painting video happen, if I stay dedicated, I guess within a certain amount of time, all these ideas that I have for myself will eventually end up happening. But for the most part, these videos will just be me talking, most likely walking around, most likely driving around, and I guess that'll do it.